Hi everyone, my name is enthie and I majored in English Linguistics, Commerce Tourism at Saigon University. Before I start, I have something to tell you. As the saying goes, there is only one heroism in the world: to see the world as it is and to love it. It means that before you become a hero in your own world, to nurture your love of life, you have to see a lot to understand every side of the world. But I know that not everyone has a chance to go out to explore or travel far away. So I made this video to share with you what I saw, what I experienced, and what I have known in my first field trip to Mekong Delta with my department. I hope that it can help you in your journey to become a hero in your own world. On the first day, we departed from Ho Chi Minh City to Hà Tiên City and had two main attractions on the route, which are Trà Sư Catchboot Forest and Bà Chúa Xứ Temple. Because of the long distance, we had to go quite soon at about 5 a.m. and we must take a rest at Mekong Rest Stop to have breakfast. Unexpectedly, this place is decorated beautifully with country style. Now, let's move to the next attraction. Here is Bà Chúa Xứ Temple, which is an ideal place for everyone to pray for the best things to happen in their lives. It is located at the foot of Sam Mountain in Châu Đốc Town, An Giang Province. As a border province, this place is affected by many cultures such as Việt, Cham, Khmer, and Chinese. Applying the art of arranging building in space, Bà Chúa Xứ Temple is a unique combination of color, pattern, and terrain. Next, we were coming to Trà Sư Catchboot Forest. At the first glance, I was impressed by the Trà Sư Bridge and Bougainvillea Garden because they looked very vivid in the sun. In the area, there are some mini backgrounds for tourists to take photos before coming to the main part of the forest. Trà Sư Catchboot Forest is 1,500 hectares big, with hundreds of species of animals, many of which are endangered and some listed in the Red Book. To explore the deeper part of the natural reserve, passengers are then transferred to a small wooden rowing boat called Xuồng Ba Lá. Weekdays are the best time to visit, as there are fewer people compared to weekends. The lush greenery of the forest, the battling sound, and the voice of the boat rider really comforted my heart. I have understood why it is recorded as the most beautiful and famous catchboot forest in Vietnam to go sightseeing when the weather rises. We finally came to Hà Tiên City and rested. On the second day, we departed from Hà Tiên City to Phú Quốc Island and also had two main attractions on the route, which are Khai Hoang Fish Sauce Facility and Grand World Complex. In that morning, we took an early express from Hà Tiên Express Port. The view on deck was stunning, but I felt a little bit seasick and almost slept all the time. Finally, we arrived on Phú Quốc Island. The first place I stepped into was Khai Hoang Manufacturing Facility, which specializes in traditional fish sauce. Fish and salt are fermented with a ratio of 3:1 in a barrel house using a metal roof with some clear holes to make use of the sunlight. One special point of Phú Quốc fish sauce is that fish are salted right at the time being caught to retain their freshness. Then we entered a showroom where we could choose any kind of fish sauce as a gift or taste it to differentiate the protein degree. After that, we rested at Hòa Bình Phú Quốc Resort before leaving for Grand World. Grand World is an entertainment complex which is situated in the north of Phú Quốc. As soon as I set foot in this place, I was totally wide-eyed by the magnificence of the bamboo buildings and urban bike, which made me feel eager to explore all of these things. But the best is yet to come. Eye-catching colorful buildings in Mediterranean style and the river imitating Venice City have got all of my attention. Due to its large area, we rented an electric motorbike to wander around. Not only the cuteness of Teddy Bear Museum, but also the tranquil sandy beach made me wow a lot. I nearly got stuck in that breathtaking view of the sunset and wished to be able to see it longer. In particular, Grand World Phú Quốc is known as the Sleepless City because it has non-stop vibrant festivals and parties 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When lights are turned on, it turns out to be vibrant with a musical fountain show, romantic melodies and relaxing weather projections will have visitors unwind after a day of fun in the theme park. Let's have a look at a show that ended my day in amazement with a combination of beautiful dancing and lighting. On the third day, we took a city tour including 3 attractions in the morning, then paid a visit to a pagoda and joined a team building event. Starting with Ngọc Hiền Barn Farm, we were told the story of the farm owner's boat, which accompanied him through thick and thin. Then the guide showed us how to identify burn color according to its age and how to differentiate fake burns. The real ones can be ground into powder but do not change under fire. Following the guide, we were fascinated by a lot of antiques and fossils before learning the process of making burned products directly under the craftsman's hands. The showroom there has been filled with glowy jewelry, which is made from pearl and other materials like silver or gold. Wished I could have brought my mom any of them, but I was not that well off, so I just bought some mini models from Snell's sale. The second attraction that day was Han Long Myrtle Garden. It was not myrtle season, so we just saw some samples before entering the showroom. Because products from myrtle like myrtle honey, myrtle candy, or myrtle alcohol are both delicious and good for our health, I bought 2 items for my family. After trying a little cup, to end that morning, we moved to a Phú Quốc bee farm, which was not far away. Here, we can wear a special hat with a net to prevent us from being stung by bees while having a look at bees organization or even holding a hive board. Hộ Quốc Pagoda or Hộ Quốc Trúc Lâm Thiền Viện which lies in the south of Phú Quốc, is the biggest pagoda in southwest Vietnam. Built in 2012, it covers more than 100 hectares and has interesting architecture following the ancient dynasty of Lý and Trung kings with a majestic framework. The highlight is the panoramic view over the ocean and mountainous landscape, but it's also a famous place for people to pray for the best things, such as having a baby. No matter how sunny the weather was, it was time for the beach. Let's join in the ground as nobody is a stranger.
I'm getting plans for my brothers. Let's go! My stupid heart, don't know. I tried to let you go.
K21 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 Wow, xin cảm ơn tất cả rất nhiều.
In the end, despite the tiredness, we spent time visiting Phú Quốc Night Market, which is located at the center of the island with many kinds of mouth-watering street food and seafood. On the fourth day, we departed from Phú Quốc Island to the land and headed to Cần Thơ for about half a day. I was so attached to this sunrise that I didn't want to go. Later in the evening, we had a dynamic gala dinner with surprising performances from buses. Although this video's resolution was low, their sentimental value was high, so as to want to show it off. If you have a chance to visit Cần Thơ, don't forget to go out to see Ninh Kiều Walking Bridge over Hậu River and Cần Thơ Walking Street, especially at night, because the nightlife here is so bustling, nearly the same as Ho Chi Minh City. On the last day, we left for Ho Chi Minh City from Cần Thơ after stopping by Cái Răng Floating Market and Hùng King's Temple. Cái Răng Floating Market was initially created to meet the locals' demand for trading and exchanging goods when streets and vehicles were not yet developed. At present, the road traffic networks have been extensively advanced. The floating market still remains, but develops as a tourist attraction. Apart from buying food and fruits on the boats, we can also get in floating houses to try some specialities such as dried fish and coconut candy. Moreover, local people will show you how to make sweet rice noodles directly. Rice noodles are one of the most well-known specialties here, so there are a large number of products related to it for you to select. On the way back, I started to feel quite nostalgic because we were going to arrive home. Hùng King's Temple, Cần Thơ is a spiritual project showing Vietnamese people gratitude for our ancestors, especially 18 Hùng Kings. The main temple is surrounded by a round lake on a square base, symbolizing the traditional philosophy of round heaven and square earth. Here are 18 bowls surrounding the lakes, symbolizing the 18 home kings. In addition, the worship space displays ceremonial items like old weapons, bronze drums, bells, harbors, etc., which were provided by the People's Committee of Phú Province. There are some photos taking important moments as well. No matter how stunned I was when seeing this attraction, I had to say goodbye. Everything comes to an end, and so does our exciting field trip. Now I'm really looking forward to see the next one.